So we can go ahead and choose to sign up, or we can log in. And let's say we want to sign up. So this is the sign up page. We can go ahead and choose abcde@gmail.com for our email address. And we can choose the password to be, let's say, 12345 6. 12345 6. Actually, never mind. Let's make our email address abcde2. So abcde2@gmail.com and 12345 6. And we can go ahead and read this consent form. You have the option to download it and see it more clearly, but we're just going to go ahead and click on this confirmation box and sign up. It says here that it would like to collect some info from us. We're not obligated to answer any of these questions, and we can choose to click sign up if we want to skip. So basically what this is all the diagnostics data, demographic data for researchers, so they would be able to see what kind of users are using our learning. You don't have to fill this out, but if you want to, you can go ahead and fill it out with where it prompts you. But we're just going to go ahead and click skip. All right, now when we get to this page, this is our profile page, as you can see. We have no transcripts yet. And it says, so if it's our first time, we can go ahead and start a practice session. So we can go ahead and click here. All right, now we get this photo, and this randomly generated photo. And we have 4 buttons here. So we have the user manual, we have the submit transcript button, we have the new picture button, and we have the toggle mic button. Now let's say we don't like this picture. So we can go ahead and click new picture. Maybe we don't like this picture either. And maybe not this picture. Maybe not this. Or maybe not this. And we can go ahead, if we want to talk about this picture, then we could toggle the mic. And as I'm talking about it, you can see the text on the screen that's being transcribed. Now I can go ahead and click the toggle mic again to stop recording. So I'll go ahead and do that. And this is all the text that was transcribed onto the screen, as you can see. Now, what we can do here is if we feel like we mispronounced a word, we can go ahead and click on that word and replace it with the word that we meant to say. So how it works is, let's say we meant to say, instead of talk. So we go ahead and click on talk right here. And instead of talk, we meant to say hi. So we meant to say hi, and we go ahead and click next. And we get to this page, this pronunciation page, and it asks us the sounds that you would recommend practicing. And so what basically it does is there's code that executes in the previous page where it finds the vowels that were in the word that we meant to say that weren't in the word that we said. And it gets those vowels and then it recommends us to them so we could practice those vowels better. So basically hovering over a sound will play it. So we can go ahead and hover over this button. Or this button.
Kid.
So
Kid.
as you can hear this sound,
Kid.
and we can go ahead and click
Kid.
to practice the I sound. Now, okay, so this is the main page for the I sound, and this is just a paragraph here explaining about what it is. And we can go ahead here in this first prompt, and you can go ahead and click on this button right here. And what basically these 2 buttons do is, this is a male voice and this is a female voice, and it goes ahead and repeats these words, as you can see right here, that are highlighted. So we can go ahead and do that.
Itch. If. Ill. Miss. Give.
And if we want to pause, we can go ahead and click again on this button and it'll stop playing. So what you can do is you could repeat after this person, try to practice your pronunciation for the I sound. And what you can do next is now it gives you a little quiz. So you can see that there's all these buttons here and you don't know what they are, but I'll explain. So we can go here, go ahead and click on this button. And basically what will happen when we click on this button is it'll say two words. And your job is to click and find if those two words are the same or if they're different.
Kid, kid.
Okay, so it said kid and kid. So I'm going to go ahead and say it was the same. So it gives us correct. And basically that's how it works. So we can go ahead and click on another button here and see what it says.
Sip, sip.
Sip and sip. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it was the same. Now it says correct. So once you're done with all of these buttons, you can go ahead to the next step. And basically this is also a small quiz that it gives you. And you have to repeat these words. So these two buttons here are the same buttons that were right here where they mention these words. So you can go ahead and play these buttons again just to practice your tongue and your pronunciation. And now you can go ahead and, as you can see, there's this prompt here where it says say itch. So you can go ahead and, click on one of these mics here and you could repeat that word and it'll give you an output saying if you're right or if you're wrong. So we'll go ahead and we'll say, okay, I want to pronounce this. Miss. 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 Okay, maybe that doesn't work. So we'll go ahead and maybe click on this. Bitter. Okay, so it says try again. So maybe my pronunciation on these two weren't good enough, but we can go ahead and get to the next step. So once we're done with all that, our job is to go back to the practice room. And so we can see that this is the picture that we talked about. So after we're done practicing, we can see if there's another word that we like to practice here. And if there's not, well, if there is another word that we like to practice, we can go ahead and click on maybe this. We didn't mean to say toggle, and we can put the word that we meant to say. But maybe we're satisfied with everything else. So we're done practicing on that. So I can go ahead and I can submit that transcript. And it's going to ask us for feedback. So you don't have to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and put 5 stars. And I'm going to say good as the feedback. This is just so we know how users are feeling about our app. And I can go ahead and click OK. So as we can see, this is our profile page that we were at before. And this is our photo prompt. And this is the text that we transcribed onto the screen. And now down here, it says sounds you practiced during this session. Would you like to practice again? So I can go ahead and there would be a list here of all the sounds that I practiced. We only practiced one sound, but I can go ahead and click on this sound again and practice it again if I'd like. And I can also send this practice report to an email address. So I could type in an email address, a valid one, of course, and I would be able to send it to them so they could see my practice report. This would also be the date that this transcript took place. Another cool feature is that we have this transcript search. And basically what happens is when a user uses this app more and more, they're going to have more transcripts. They're going to have to search. So what we can do is we could search for some gibberish and go ahead and click search. We'll get nothing because there's no transcript text that contains that gibberish that I just entered in on the transcript search. So to display all the transcripts that I had in the past, I can go ahead and click search just blankly, and it'll show me everything that I had in the past. And we did only one here, so obviously we'll just get one transcript here. Another cool feature is that we added this about site, and this just explains what the site is about and how it originated. Once we're done with that, we can go ahead and log out